What's up, my peoples and my wrestling fans? We are the WWE Breakdown peoples, and I'm Mr. Filthy. This is Mr. Ryan, and we are going to be reviewing Monday Night Raw, the 2026 March 23rd, I believe, version of Boston, Massachusetts edition of Raw.
Yes.
I think I got all that right.
I believe so. I know they were in Boston, March 23rd. Yeah, I think so.
I think it was Massachusetts. It's somewhere in Boston. Who really cares where?
Somewhere in Boston. I don't know Boston.
Half
I
y'all
don't know
motherfuckers
Boston
ain't
that
even
well.
from Boston. You don't care.
Yeah, they ain't from there. They just traveled to go see the show.
Before we start, I gotta show my weird ass cat. Bro's just being a weirdo. Look at him looking up. You can't see him, but look at him looking at my fucking curtain. Just like, now he knows I'm talking shit and he's starting to leave.
So real quick, before we even start talking about what happened, Netflix was having a litany of problems.
Oh, the stream quality was fucking awful. I literally went to my streaming site that was illegal just so I could watch a better quality version.
I didn't have that problem. My problem was that when I started watching it, I hit watch from beginning, and because I was a few minutes behind, and it still played it from the live point,
Right from
and
when
I
Brock came
literally
out.
could not. From when Brock Lesnar came out, and I literally could not rewind to the beginning, and then
Same here, man. Same here.
and then my mom was having trouble with it, and when I got home to help her with it. It started when Becky Lynch came out. It didn't even start at the beginning.
Yeah, every
So
time I
they
paused
missed.
it to go to the bathroom or check my food, it would auto force it to wherever it was
Yep.
actually at.
So they missed the whole first segment and match of the night because Netflix was just on some kind of other level today. So thank God I turned it on when it did and got to watch the first half because I would have not known what to say about the first half of the show.
Same, I came in at the perfect timing, and it's a good thing that I also saw it, because had you also been screwed, I would have at least been able to inform you on what's going on. Thankfully, we both got lucky. But it could have been bad. Thanks, Netflix.
It could have been. So, yeah, thanks, Netflix, you multi-billion-dollar company who can't... I mean, it only lasted 20 minutes, but that's still 20 minutes of a show that no one's ever going to get to see now because it's just not there. It's like it doesn't exist.
Of a 3-hour show is like a literal 10% of the show, isn't it?
Especially when it's a whole segment and a match that you're now missing that ties into a storyline that's happening at WrestleMania.
It's also, like you said, the literal most important promo outside of the CM Punk promo with, in the whole night.
Yeah. So anyway, now that we got the Netflix mutiny out the way, we can now say that Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman kicked off Monday Night Raw.
And I don't know what happened, but overnight, Brock Lesnar aged. Am I wrong?
No, he did. He really did. He looked old.
He looked huge as shit still. Like, his body looks like it's still in its 20s. And then his face looks like 55.
Like, he's been slowly, looking older and older every day, I feel like. But,
It's finally
I don't know.
catching
This, tonight it was just, age just hit this dude like a fastball.
It's just like what happened with Undertaker. He went from 30 forever to, 60.
Oh, especially when he cut his hair in his match for
Actually, I feel like that made him look
his match
a bit
with
younger
Lesnar.
at first. But then,
He
a
looked
year after
younger,
that,
but at the
he
same
looked
time,
worse.
it's like, did you shave it because it was gray though?
I think he shaved it because it's like, he's like, I've had long hair since I was 22. I am done with
Bro,
this shit.
He has long hair. He had long hair his entire life. I think he even grew it back out. He's got a little rat tail thing going on now.
He's a biker. I feel like you can't do what he's done his whole life without having hair, because it's become a part of him almost. I bet he feels naked without it.
I would assume so.
I feel naked just thinking about cutting my hair.
Yeah, I can see that. That's how I feel without a beard. I feel very naked. But
At least your
yeah.
beard will grow back in a week or two. My hair takes a year and a half
Yeah.
just to get back to this shit.
Yeah, you're not even wrong. I can grow this thing back in a month, clean shave. Anyway, Uh, so Heyman was like going over Brock Lesnar's achievements, but not really going over them like in detail. He's just kind of saying like, yeah, he won championships and stuff.
Well, the detail is the
Right.
champion, I guess, right? Because he said he won the NCAA championship, which is a football one, I believe, for college, right?
Which I'm surprised they even talked about.
Oh wait, no, that was a wrestling champion. He didn't do the football one in college. He was a wrestling champion in college.
Yeah, yeah, that was
So,
yeah. He did wrestling.
national college champion is what he was basically saying.
Yeah,
He said he's the first UFC heavyweight champion and WWE heavyweight champion, which
that
is
time.
true because fucking the only other person who's even tried is CM Punk, and that was never gonna happen.
We don't talk about that.
I I think Punk deserves way more respect than people give him, and it's all from people who've never fought once in their life. This man, at 35 or however old he was, decided to join an entirely new sport that is not even remotely comparable to the sport that he was in on any level, and faced a guy, a young up and comer who was technically a prospect at the time, and didn't immediately die. That's good. Realistically, most of you people would have just gotten your ass beat from the jump.
That's accurate. I can't even lie about that.
And not just you guys, me too. Anyone who goes into the fucking UFC without proper years and years of training is gonna die. That's literally anyone. Other than Brock Lesnar, but he had a whole like year to 2 years of just straight training for that shit.
Yeah, it's something you have to really. You also have to train your body to take that kind of abuse. Like it's not just something that you can like
And you gotta
just
think,
be like,
Punk was
yeah,
old for UFC standards by the time he got into that shit. Brock Lesnar was still in his early 20s.
yeah. Like the games are a good. If you ever played a UFC game, like you ever notice, the more damage you take in a fight, the quicker your longevity goes down, and that's how it is in real life. Like yeah, they only fight so very often, but at the same time, you got to think the reason that that happens is because this is their career. This is a job they're doing for the long haul. Your body's not going to be able to take that abuse forever.
Not only that, Punk was in his 30s. He was about where most fighters peak at, but he was starting
Yeah.
at where most fighters would peak after training for a decade. He had zero chance of entering that shit and winning. He was an old man by UFC sport standards. Like,
I'm I'm surprised they even let him in,
hmm?
and I'm surprised he even tried it.
I think that's the only time Dana was like willing to do a money grab fight, and he regrets it to this day because he won't. The people keep asking him, "Will you do a Jake Paul style like fight?" And he won't. And I think it's because he did the shit with CM Punk, and he doesn't want to do that ever again.
And he probably paid so much money just for CM Punk to what
Get
was it, a minute
destroyed.
something he tapped out? Like it wasn't even.
Nah, what happened was the dude kept toying with him for a round or two, so like it could have ended quicker, but the guy just beat him up because he was an asshole, and he got fired for it. And he was like I was saying, he was a young prospect who got fired for being a dick because you should have just finished him if you knew you could finish him.
Yeah, there comes a point in time where you got to grow up.
He should have just head kicked him if he was that much above him and it was that clear to him, bro. Either just head kick him and knock him out, or choke him out.
Yeah, it shouldn't have gone that way.
The second fight, he immediately got finished. So yeah,
Oh, it was the second fight. Okay,
he had
that's the one
two.
everyone
That's what's
always talks
crazy.
about.
He had two.
I didn't even know he had two. I thought he just had the one.
He must have had a contract for at least two minimum. The fact that CM Punk agreed to the second fight is even more insane. That's why I have to respect him. He got beat the fuck out of for like 3 or 4 minutes, and then was like, you know what, sign me back up. I think I got it this time, Dana.
All right, props to Punk.
Mm-hmm. He ain't no bitch. That's all I can say. Shit.
So, we get
Sorry.
when Heyman name drops Obafemi and then throws the microphone like he just dropped a mic on this dude's life, and Obafemi comes out. Where did Paul Heyman go?
Wait, he wasn't there? He disappeared?
I
Did he
think
roll out the ring?
I think he must have ran out the ring, but I don't think Paul Heyman can move that fast.
He may be fat and robust, but and
It's
old
limber.
and old. But fear is a powerful motivator, my friend.
Man is limber as hell when the fear hits him.
Paul is not known for being slow when he's scared. That's all I know.
So Obafemi marches down to the ring like he's done so many times.
It felt really impressive this time. He must have found like a flow state today, because I was like low key fucking marching with this motherfucker going out in the ring. I'm like, yes, time to kill Brock Lesnar, and I think that's part of it. I'm just happy someone's finally beating this motherfucker up.
I don't know if it's because this match is going to be so good, or it's the first time that Brock Lesnar has been in a WrestleMania and it hasn't been for the belt. It just feels good. I like it. It's
Brock's
just
finally softening with age like an old fucking egg and heart and water. He's allowing other people to have fun.
Listen, if he really retires at SummerSlam this year, but we get a match against Obafemi, I'm not going to complain.
Maybe
I will
they'll retire
complain,
him at
however,
WrestleMania.
if Gunther retires him.
Maybe you'll get your wish and they'll retire him to Obafemi instead. I feel like that would honestly make more sense. Oba dethrones him the way that he dethroned Undertaker. Granted, Undertaker didn't literally retire, but he basically disappeared for like 2 years after that. And then
Yeah, he was gone for the longest time, and then he's just like, streaks are made to be broken. Like, okay.
it's fair. But like, yeah, if that was what we're gonna do, let's retire him, or at least semi-retire Brock for like a year or something like that. And then he maybe comes back and has one more match with the perfect opponent, and then just gone.
I feel like if they do it that way, it would increase Obafemi's stock so much.
Right. It would
And that's
immediately shoot him higher than he is somehow, and that's like he's already at the moon.
And that's really what he needs right now.
Bro's about to be on Mars.
Like, so when he came in the ring, right, and they had the little standoff, Brock Lesnar went for an F5, and he got out of it and clotheslined Brock Lesnar out of the ring. And when I tell you Brock Lesnar looked shocked and this dude's eyes popped out of his head, never seen anything like it.
Maybe Brock should go into acting. He's actually not bad with the facial expressions, man. I kind of believed it. I felt like he was genuinely like impressed and scared.
I would watch a Brock Lesnar movie if he was just going around. I don't even care if he was murdering people with his bare hands, because you know what? It's believable.
Dude, they need to do a horror movie with Brock Lesnar like they did with Kane.
Yes. Except he just like pulls heads off bodies. Like,
Or
that would
we
be
do
just,
like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre type shit. He's a secret butcher down south, and he's just waiting for people on the road to break down, and he be killing and eating you. Num 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 num.
as long as I got my cowboy hat.
Right, and that's what he'll have, and he'll have a long like coat, almost maybe like the Undertaker, and he'll just walk around his ranch and shit, and he just like
I can
does
see
his
it.
thing. Bro. It would be so good. But all right,
Throwing people at the carbine harvester. Just
we've low-key spent 15 minutes talking about CM Punk and Brock Lesnar. Let's get into this, bitch.
all right. Anyway, so Usos and Vision are up next, tag team match. Not for the titles or anything, just just the match.
Oh, we didn't finish talking about that. Oba comes out. Sorry to cut you off. Oba comes out, and then, but this is prior to when, basically, like he was saying, Paul Heyman was essentially saying he's the 21 and 1 in the one, and everybody tried to dethrone him, and no one's gonna dethrone him, and he's gonna conquer Oba. And then Oba comes out and basically immediately brawls with Brock Lesnar, kicks his. Oh wait, you did say that part. Sorry, you kicks him out of the shit. But like the look on Brock's face, I gotta get back. It is just crazy. I'm sorry, my brain just did a fucking retard. I'll just edit this.
This dude's eyes popped out of his head, and he was like shocked that he could be manhandled.
I'm gonna have to edit that. My bad. My brain heard everything you said. We talked about it, and then because I'm slightly high, it just kind of like fucking reset like a retard. But I'm gonna edit that out for it.
All good. So, and this tag team match, right? It was weird. Okay. You have the tag. So I don't remember the last time that someone turned heel while holding a title, but I feel like that's
Ooh,
the direction that they're trying to go with Jey Uso because they know that people just don't like him.
this is true. I don't know
But
though. I don't even know. Will it be while he's holding it, or is he about to lose this shit and then turn on his brother?
I don't know. I heard that Austin Theory. I heard that Braun Breaker is going to be at the PC next week, and coincidentally, there's a tag team title match planned for next week, and it's a street fight,
Nice. I
and
am
it's the
excited about that.
Vision versus the Usos.
They needed something like that. I low key was wondering, like, because Paul didn't even come out with them when they came out to this match. So I was like,
Oh yeah, he didn't, did
is
he?
no? I'm like, is he just over the fucking Vision? Is this happening?
Is-
Are they just dropping them because he's lost all of his other people?
he was back there trying to get Brock Lesnar out before he went to Adam Pearce's office and tore it apart.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Side funny note, I
Um,
got tricked into thinking Bronson Reed returned because I fell asleep while watching this for a little bit, and my thing switched to the a Raw from like a month or two ago, and Bronson Reed was fighting with the Vision out there and Paul Heyman. I'm like, wait a minute, what is going on? He's back. What the fuck is going on?
you looked at it, it's
Oh my
like
god.
January 8th or some shit. And you're like,
Yeah.
whoops.
I'm like, that's today's not January, right?
Oh man, all the times that's happened because
That's
it brings you to a random episode. It won't just bring you like
to the
back like a
previous,
week. No, no,
yeah.
no, no. It's like 3 months later or three
Because,
months
like, that'll be the
earlier.
last one you watched without watching it live, so it'll go back to that one.
Yup, yup. Um. So the way this match ends is Logan Paul pulls out some brass knucks and LA Knight comes out
Yes.
and beats up Logan Paul.
Yup.
And then LA Knight slides the brass knuckles to Jey Uso. And the referee is right there, literally telling Jay not to do it. So what does he do? He punches Austin Theory with the brass knucks right in front of the referee.
Which was so fucking dumb on his part, but also so cool because I'm just like, yay, I get to see these guys get punched with brass knuckles. But this will also go towards what his brother says later on in the night.
Yeah, but what was the point?
Exactly.
Like
That's where his
you were
brother's
in
sat right
control.
now.
There was no reason for that to happen. But he did come back in the ring with the brass knucks and punch Logan Paul after. I just felt like I had to say that.
He at
It
least
doesn't
got
add
his
anything.
it at least semi makes up for him being an idiot. That's how I see it. He's like, if I'm gonna be a dumbass and get us the L, I gotta at least hit fucking Jake Paul with this shit too, or Logan
Seriously,
Paul.
yeah, I might as well hit them both. Like if I'm gonna do it to one, I might as well do it to the other.
One of them
So,
fucking Pauls.
in case your Netflix was messing up, that is what was missed. And now we come back to where it started with Becky Lynch.
Yeah. Oh, so you started straight at Becky. At least you started at a good spot.
Well, I started at the beginning, but when
Oh yeah. She
when
your
I came
mom.
home to when I come home to help my mom, she didn't get to see the beginning, so I kind of had to
Tragic.
find it on YouTube and wait for it to pop up on there for them. But
I guess they're
we
doing
got
true live. They're trying to make it like old school TV. Like, oh, you missed it, bro. You should have got fucking on here on time, motherfucker.
should have had the VCR tape ready to go, man.
Yep,
Sorry.
you fucked up. We're bringing it back to the olden days. We're gonna make new VCRs. We're gonna call them HVRs, and like you're gonna have to start this shit all over again.
Oh man, how many comments are we gonna get? People asking what's a VCR?
Uh, assuming that we get a bunch in the future, like fucking everybody that isn't under the age of 30.
Ask your parents if you don't know what a VCR is. That's the best way I can describe it.
It's like the download feature on YouTube. So if you want to save a video, you can fucking do
Yeah.
that.
Or if you know anyone in their late 20s, you can ask them what a VCR is because I am that one of those people and I will remember. I do remember what a VCR was used for.
We're almost straight unk. We're straight unk status now, son.
Dude, for real. We used to have a friend that would pay that would pay us for the pay-per-views, and we would record it for him on a tape and drop it off at his
I
doorstep.
remember you saying that. That's how I used to be able to come over and like watch all the like pay-per-views with you for free, basically, because we would like
Yeah.
set up a mattress or whatever, power bomb each other maybe on it once or twice, and then fucking watch some wrestling.
Just watch the whole thing. And fucking WrestleMania being like 6 hours because they did it in one day. It was like crazy status. Crazy stuff used to happen back in the day.
Those were the days.
Those were the days.
But
But
talks
Becky
about-
Lynch,
Yes.
Becky Lynch, she had a mental breakdown once again.
She had
in
some
the
good
ring.
lines this promo. This is one of her best promos in my opinion. She said, "You boo me, but you don't boo the bitch who abandoned." I'm adding. She should have said bitch. The bitch that abandoned
living
you
here.
for 10 years.
She was
10
adamant.
years.
She was mad.
And then you boo me, and then I leave because you're tired of... Which is true. I've been guilty of saying this. She said, you guys were tired of seeing me succeed. That's how goddamn good I was, that you wanted me to go away so other people can fucking have a chance. Like, yeah, we did actually. You're right.
And literally is basically like, I went for a mid-card title for you guys.
Yes, she said, I made the women's division better just to make it fucking better. And she's right. That's why when she came back and she didn't go straight for the heavyweight, I'm like, I love you, Becky. You are the women's division. There are 3 people right now who carry the women's division, in my opinion. For entertainment-wise, it's Chelsea Green. Wrestling-wise, it's fucking Becky Lynch. And then big name draw-wise, it's Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, I mean, those are the 3 biggest women in the company right now.
There's nobody better. Maybe I'm wrong. I need to watch everything over again. But I think they're the queens. They're the fucking Mount Rushmore of WWE right now for the women's division.
You could potentially argue that Liv Morgan's in there
Yes,
somewhere.
I did forget her. So true Mount Rushmore, 4 people: Liv Morgan, Rhea, Becky, and Chelsea. They're the most entertaining people in the WWE. I'll watch them any day of the week. They doesn't even have to make sense. Just put them in there. It'll be great.
It would. So at this point, Becky Lynch says she can't wait to get her hands on AJ. She cannot wait to have this match, to have this fight. And what do you know? Let's Light It Up hits, and Becky runs away. Becky just doesn't run out of the ring. No. She runs through the timekeepers area into the crowd.
Yeah, she was straight scared. She's like, ah! Get away from me, AJ, you 4-foot-tall monster!
AJ Lee basically cuts this whole promo on the announcer table, and she says a bunch of just random stuff. One line that was good though was, "I'm your daughter's favorite wrestler."
That's what I was going to talk about, too. I had that as a note. I'm like, oh my god, that line was actually sick. She said, I'm your favorite wrestler's favorite wrestler. And apparently, I'm also your daughter's favorite wrestler. I'm like, damn, bringing up daughters. Pulling a CM Punk on CM Punk's wife? That's crazy.
What a savage. Okay.
Bro, she should be married to CM Punk. I think her and him, like, are literally soulmates. They shit talk so fucking good.
These people took this wrestling so seriously that they didn't even have kids. They don't want their kids to be targeted in this wrestling.
It doesn't even matter. She was gonna get her. Either way.
So it basically culminates of us getting AJ to challenge Becky Lynch for a match at WrestleMania. I would presume for the title. They didn't really discuss it any further after this promo.
Yeah.
But I believe Becky fired back with a few things, though.
Oh, she said
after...
the last time you won a WrestleMania event was what happened? And she like rubbed her chin a little bit. It was like, oh, what happened? What happened? Oh, that's right. You fucking quit.
Was that when she lost the title the next day to Paige? when she quit.
Something like that. It was she basically main evented WrestleMania and then like you never saw her again. It was kind of crazy. Or not main evented,
Yeah,
but
that's
like main evented a female like division match of WrestleMania.
yeah, that's crazy to me that you main evented like you were the last women's match on the WrestleMania card, and then you leave the company in 24 hours later.
Yeah.
Wait, what? You just had a big moment, big spot, big moment, and then you dipped.
That's actually the more crazy part because like I don't know if it did she do it for her husband? Is that what she said? Because like she was on top of the shit. She was not experiencing what he was experiencing whatsoever. She was having a very prosperous career.
Yeah, I think, yeah, Punk was gone before she was gone, I believe.
Fair. I don't know if she. That's why I'm like inside. I wonder, and I wish I could ask her. Did you eventually just decide to leave because he was gone, or like was it making any tension, or did you feel some type of tension even if there wasn't one there? Like, what was the whole purpose, like you said, of leaving on top, basically?
I vaguely remember her being there while they were chanting CM Punk,
Yeah,
and every time they did that,
she
like you could
mentioned it
tell,
too.
like she wanted to say something. She kept holding it in, like she wanted to like
That's
get the truth out there.
yeah, that's what I'm wondering, basically. Like, that's why I think she might have, if I had to speculate, that I think she probably did, because, like, if I were her, I wouldn't want to go out and every single night, especially in that time, people were chanting CM Punk even if you weren't connected to CM Punk, but since you're his wife, they're going to do it every single time you come out now.
Yeah, they're just chanting his name just cause. If they were
Because,
bored, it was just CM Punk chants. Let's do it.
right, they were like, this match sucks, let's just cheer for CM Punk. So many mid carders must have been so hurt. I couldn't imagine being in their position where you have 10,000 people chanting some other dude's name who isn't in the company anymore while you're trying to wrestle.
This is true.
That's so
Uh,
disrespectful. Fans are brutal.
which I want to round out to of the most awkward backstage whack ass backstage
Are
promo
you talking
segment
about
of the
that
night.
ISHO Speed one?
No, I'm talking about
Oh,
Jimmy thanking LA Knight for the help, and then Jay
yes.
says that everyone got to get got. And LA
That
Knight
made
took
no
that
sense.
as a jab at him.
Which, I think that's fair, to be honest, because Jay is being a dick.
It is fair, but I was just confused about how that would have been about LA Knight.
Well, because it's more of like, why the fuck are you even bringing it up while I'm around? You're basically implying, because I'm standing here, that hey, bro, I might have to beat your ass if I gotta beat your ass, bitch. You basically calling him a bitch without calling him a bitch.
I don't understand what Jay's problem is. He's the one that used the brass knucks, so he should not be getting mad at LA Knight.
Right, he's like, I went out there to, like, he basically said, I was kind of hoping that if I helped you, you guys would, win. But, like, Jay's like, basically, again, implying, I don't give a fuck about these matches. I'm angry and I got a fucking stick in my pussy right now, so I'm gonna ruin everything for my brother who hasn't been on fucking TV at all since I've gotten famous and now has to sit and just watch me ruin any fucking chance at, like, TV time for this motherfucker.
Jay could either like wait until the ref was distracted, or not even use them at that point. But no,
Right.
he literally listened to the ref tell him don't do it, and still proceeded to do it.
They literally had the upper hand too, like you said. They weren't struggling. They weren't like lost down. Man, everybody was ready to do whatever they got to do, and this dude just fucks it up anyway.
And then Jimmy basically tells him after Jay walks off, I think he's like, "Watch how you talk about our family" or something like that. And I'm like, Jimmy, what beef do you have now? You were just thinking this guy.
Yeah, that was kind of weird, but I'm also like, I think what he was saying wasn't like I got a problem with you, but this dude, Jay is an asshole now all of a
Jay's
sudden,
going
so
crazy right now. So
you might get hurt if you like talk too much shit.
and then we get Grayson Waller and Javon Evans, and dude, what a match! What a roller coaster this match was. A
He had
couple of
so
things I want
much
to talk
cool
about.
shit. I tried to write notes about it, and there were just so many moves that I've never fucking seen before. I couldn't write what he was doing.
Honestly, but before we touch on that, Grayson Waller during the match was yelling at Kofi for not helping, even though he had the upper hand. If you're winning a match, you don't
Right.
need your manager's help, right?
It was a pretty back and forth match. Like, I don't know where he could have jumped in, to be honest.
Like Kofi, like I don't know what he said. I know at the I don't want to spoil it, but I know at the end of the match he was basically like, "Yeah, I don't want to get you disqualified, so I didn't want to help you, but yeah, this match was just so good. I
Right.
didn't even know what half of the moves were even called, so I didn't even write them down because I didn't
He's
want to mispronounce
yeah.
anything.
He does a bunch of springboard moves, like endless springboard like moves, while he's actively altering the trajectory of his body midair, which is extremely impressive. And then the only thing I did write down that I did know the name of because I think Corey Graves said it is he did well two things. He did a super hurricanrana off the top rope,
Yep.
and then he did that into a red dot, which is like some crazy move where he sends himself into like the second rope, but with his body, I think it was, and then sends himself back out, and then does a crazy fucking flippy dippy thing. I don't even know. I can't describe what he does. He's the most impressive. We were saying this before the podcast. I think he's the most athletic, most impressive WWE superstar in the roster. There's nobody even close. It's not a competition. He beats every cruiserweight any day of the week. Penta it isn't even a cruiserweight in comparison to this man.
Yep.
He's supposed to be the best cruiserweight ever at the time.
We've had Eddie Guerrero's, we've had Rey Mysterio's, we've had
He's on
we've
that.
had all these guys, and then we have Javon Evans.
He's transcends all of them in terms of skill in the ring. I can't say that he's the best promo cutter. I don't think he'll ever be the best promo cutter because he's just not that kind of guy. He's kind of like Rob Van Dam, where he's like just out there to talk and do his thing. He's not really like trying to cut good promos realistically. But nah, bro is the best in ring person
Rob
ever.
Van Dam was there to show us that you could do more with a steel chair than hit somebody in the head with it.
He's the Rob Van Dam of the cruiserweight division right now. He's the guy who is in there trend setting, literally making a whole new style of cruiserweight, just like Rob Van Dam did.
That is true. And then the OG cutter to end the match from the top rope was
Beautiful.
gold. It's gold.
Everything he does is beautiful. And he doesn't botch. He's doing the hardest fucking like acrobatic shit that most people are doing stuff that's like a third of his level of skill and botching that shit occasionally. And he's just doing everything effortlessly with no mess ups seemingly. And I knock on wood saying this, I don't want to see this kid get injured at all. That's my biggest concern if I had any, is bro's going to be injured a lot if he has this style of wrestling.
That is true. I definitely see this guy. Definitely Intercontinental Champion, potentially World Champion.
I want.
He still needs some time in the oven, but
Yeah, no,
definitely
don't give it to him
Intercontinental
right now.
Champion.
He can't do any
Yeah,
championship
not
right now, low key even. I don't think he has enough like mic skills to hit a championship run.
No, he definitely doesn't. He's not at that point yet. Like he's like he'll get there. He'll get there.
He's like Shinsuke. He's just better off the mic.
Yeah, every time Shinsuke gets on the mic, it's just, what are you even saying?
You are going to go down.
No speaking English.
And I love Japanese people, and I love me some anime, but I'm like, it doesn't mix in my American wrestling. I'm sorry.
It doesn't. It's not. It's not the same. We see Heyman backstage talking to Adam Pearce, and he wants the Usos to defend the tag team titles against the Vision in a street fight next week.
He almost gets
I believe I already
Pierce, but then he calms himself. He's trying to be a good boy right now because he doesn't have any backup.
Yep. I believe I touched on that. I said that Breaker was supposed to be in the PC this week, the Performance Center, so potentially a
How is this
return.
motherfucker still injured? It was a hernia. How much did you tear your pussy, bro?
Deadlifting because he was mad at Adam Pierce. That's the story that they went with.
That's so silly. I love it because they don't care, I guess, now. But I kind of miss when they took everything seriously in WWE and they made everything like mean shit. They wouldn't do a joke angle with a serious character like that.
For real. And then we get Adam Pierce acting like a badass because Heyman goes to walk away and he's like, wait, no, you got to go out to the ring. You requested time to talk about Seth Rollins. You need to go out there. That time is now. So Heyman reluctantly agrees, goes out to the ring. And
And starts
I
talking
don't
hella
know.
shit.
Yeah, I don't know what Paul Heyman was trying to do here, but
That's what made me think that Brock Lesnar was still there or something, like he had something up his sleeve.
yeah, and then he comes out by saying, I have a bad night because Brock Lesnar left because he's angry. Bronson Reed's injured, Braun Breaker's injured, and the other two are semi-conscious right now.
Yeah, they got their jaws jacked.
So basically, Seth Rollins, I want you to come out here and I want you to fight me. After he just said I would get my ass kicked by Seth Rollins, he calls him out and tells him to come fight him.
I was low-key waiting for Brock to like once because like so basically what happens after that is Seth Rollins starts moving through the crowd or the Masked Man. I don't know that it's Seth Rollins yet, obviously. But you know the guy we assume is Seth Rollins starts moving throughout the crowd. Eventually gets to the
Yep.
barricade and then starts to stand on the announcer table and then eventually removes his mask. But through this whole time, Paul is acting like he can't fucking obviously see this guy, and he's just talking shit in the ring anyway.
And then he
And
sees him and he's just, whoa. It's funny because you're gonna tell me you didn't see this dude?
but I love that they're bringing this back. So back in the day, they used to say awful shit that you shouldn't say to anyone else. But as WWE fans, we weren't really like stupid, so we knew that it was not real. And this is just a show that you're saying the most awful thing to someone for. But then
Yep.
once Vince McMahon tried to bring in the mainstream audience, which is not wrestling fans, they weren't used to people saying mean things to each other, because that's not nice, and not realizing that no shit, Sherlock, the bad guy isn't nice. And but now they're finally going back to their roots. We're bringing the evil back into the WWE. We're talking shit about people's families and their fucking kids and their
And
moms and their whoever the fucks.
And it all started with Boston's finest because Paul Heyman has a restraining order on Seth Rollins. Paul Heyman has a restraining order in wrestling of somebody he works with
How are you going
on
to stay
Seth
50 feet
Rollins.
away when he's in the same building? He's like, I have to go to work though.
So basically, they don't handcuff Rollins. They just start walking him out because, you know, it's all right, man. We understand you probably didn't know about this because he just told you about it.
And they didn't give you a subpoena or something.
Apparently, he didn't get served these papers because, I mean, he was kind of acting like he knew about it, but I guess maybe he just wasn't surprised because Paul Heyman's always trying to weasel his way out of everything. So maybe he
Right.
just wasn't surprised. And then we get to the nitty gritty as they're walking him through the crowd, like through the you know, they always have that open area where like they keep the pyrotechnics and all that. Paul Heyman goes on a warpath and just says, your wife will divorce you because you're a felon and will marry half the locker room. Then CPS will be called, but Paul Heyman will adopt your daughter.
Bro, it was the most bro, I miss old school Paul Heyman. He is the most evil human on the planet in the mic. He is my favorite non-wrestler character ever. There is no one better than Paul fucking Heyman. He's the best manager ever, period. There is no discussion. I don't give a fuck if you grew up in the golden age of WWE and you love Hulk Hogan and shit like that and there's some loser ass fucking manager in that era that you think is better. You're wrong. It's Paul fucking Heyman.
just let what he said sink in. His wife is gonna marry half the locker room. CPS will be called, and Paul Heyman is gonna adopt his daughter.
And, bro, he said, "I'm gonna steal your fucking kid, Nick." Like, bro.
I like no chill. I'm gonna take your kid. The half the locker room is apparently gonna take your wife because you're a felon, and that's good. Everything's fine. I'm gonna raise her as my own. She's
Your
gonna be a
wife's a
little
slut,
Heyman.
and your daughter's mine. That's
Yeah.
crazy. They're bringing it back. And this is. Oh, I can't wait to talk about the later promo from Punk because this is exactly what I'm thinking, but I can't say it right now. But they're bringing it back. They're
They're bringing
bringing
it
it
back.
back. They're
So
acknowledging
they
this
get
is the shit talking business.
they get to the top of the ramp there, and that gives Seth Rollins the perfect opportunity to run down there and literally just punch Paul Heyman right in the mouth. Knocks him on his ass.
And I love it.
Boston's finest runs in there, and Seth Rollins is in handcuffs now, being escorted out of the ring.
And that's an extremely clever way to fucking write Seth Rollins off TV for a little bit of time while he's fixing his injury fully, while also allowing him to be in a storyline.
I love it. I mean, maybe Braun Breaker will be back in time for WrestleMania, and that's why this is going on, because
He
I
has to
can't
be.
believe
It's a
that we're going to
fucking
get Paul
hernia.
Heyman. What?
It has to be. It's a hernia. And on a secondary note, any old school wrestler would have just wrestled through the entire hernia because they're not a bitch. Just saying.
I mean, I don't know what the medical staff is now or the extent of it, but you're probably right.
They just wouldn't have told the doctors. They would have been like, "I'm fine."
I'm good. I didn't pull nothing. Everything's fine.
Why does it look like you have shit in your pants when you walk, though? It looks like you're in pain. I'm fine. That's you. You're weird. Why are you looking at my butt? Get out of here.
Why you looking? You weirdo. Uh, so we get a little toned down with the next match. It is the Kabuki Warriors versus Lyra and Bailey. Apparently this was a number one contenders match because later in the night, whoever won this would have challenged the women's tag team champions. Or maybe it's just the promo that the winners cut after the match. I don't know. I
That's
didn't write it.
the only criticism I have for Triple H's booking. It goes from making all the sense in the world and being the best storyline that's connected to every piece to what the fuck just happened.
Um, Nothing really crazy happened during this match. Lyra Valkyria pinned Kairi Sane off Nightwing.
Unfortunately,
Which
Lyra's
is her
getting the
finisher.
Bailey effect where she's boring as shit now by proxy of being around Bailey.
Lyra, what happened, man?
She
you
was
were
a
the
prospect. I was excited about her.
you were the first women's intercontinental champion. You held the title for like almost a year, and
Bro,
then you lost it.
Bailey's a fucking black hole of charisma. She sucks in any potential she fucking can find and just absorbs it and deletes that shit because she's a fucking succubus.
And then she has the goal to say that we run the tag team division and challenged them for the titles last week. When is the last time that you two teamed up and won a match?
Bro, another thing, what the fuck happened to the angle about her being crazy? They just gave up on that shit? Is he pulling a
I
Vince
guess so.
McMahon where he just gives up on an angle in mid-angle?
No, I want to see her throw more jackets on Michael Cole. Damn it.
That's another criticism. Like, I get where people are coming from. If I had to rate Triple H's booking, I'm rating it a 6 to a 7. It's not a fucking 2 like a lot of people pretend it is, and it's not a 10. But it's a little bit above average, maybe even slightly higher than average. But, like, I think I'm also
whoever's
biased
writing
'cause
it,
compared to fucking Vince McMahon's at the end of his run, it is a 10.
who's ever writing the show definitely knows how to write promos for the most part. But with some people, I don't think the writing's bad. I think it's just them that's bad.
We need to go back to people having to figure out their own promos to a degree. Why are we writing people's promos? Didn't Steve Austin basically go and do every promo off the top of his fucking head?
Are they fully scripted now, promos?
I think so, more or
or is
less.
or is
Like, I
it
think they
still
have
or is
some
it still
wiggle
just
room.
half?
I think they have some wiggle room, but it's not like the old days.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. After 10 o'clock, that's when they start dropping the S bombs on TV.
Man, drop
So,
them at fucking 8 o'clock. Kids can handle it. They watch PewDiePie. They watch fucking Markiplier. They can hear people saying the N word on the internet. It's fine.
and here's another thing. At some point during this show, Corey Graves said something to Michael Cole and said this is a family show. But you'll see when we get into the promos later tonight that this is definitely not a family show. Um,
If
because
if
they even said to grab
family,
the earmuffs for the kids. So,
that's why I love Punk. But let's get into the next segment.
Danhausen wants to work with iShow Speed.
Yes, this was actually funny. I'm liking Isho Speed, honestly, in the WWE. I'm warming up to the idea that he can come over. He's far better than Logan Paul already. I like his vibe instantly better than Logan Paul.
This man took like a 35-mile-an-hour spear from Braun Breaker.
And the only reason I don't want Logan Paul in is not because he's a YouTuber or any of those things. He's just a piece of shit as a human in general. Like, I want this motherfucker to die in real life.
Which is why I'm surprised that they hired him after what happened.
Not even just the suicide thing. He's scammed people twice now, and then he a third time scammed people with his fucking. You know how he sold his Pokemon card or whatever for a bunch of money.
Yeah.
That shit was on his new scam website where like apparently you can buy a portion of that card that he sold before he sold it
I heard about that.
and like own it technically, quote unquote. Kind of like when you are in the stock market, you can't just completely sell something without like the rest of the people selling their shit.
Yeah. You have to buy a certain amount of shares, yeah.
And he just was like, just kidding, and then sold it. After
Well,
people invested like hundreds of thousands of dollars, mind you.
being on the topic of POSs here, I want to do a little wrestling news while we're doing this breakdown. Ricochet and his wife have been receiving death threats because Ricochet is a piece of shit.
To be fair,
He told
Ricochet is
he
a piece
told
of shit, but if you harass Samantha Irving, I hope your mom gets raped. That's all I'm saying.
he told a fan that he was happy that he had MS, and now they're both getting death threats because of it.
That's not okay, though. I don't care. Like, Ricochet, yes. Why the fuck are you attacking his wife? What does she have to do with literally anything?
Yeah, his wife had nothing to do with it, but she did post something, so I have to include them both. It was just
Oh, okay.
Ricochet at
I
first,
didn't know
and now
about
it's
that
them
part.
both.
Damn, I didn't know about
Yeah.
that part. I might be wrong. I might be an asshole. Wait. Get into that shit.
So yeah, she did post that someone texted her on Instagram and said, "I will murder you and your husband." After a video went viral of Ricochet telling a fan, "I'm happy that you have MS,"
What is MS, by the way? I'm not
and
sure what that is.
it's most multiple sclerosis. It's like it's a condition that affects your bones in a certain
Oh,
way.
damn.
Normally you have the crutches that hold your wrist because you can't walk right.
Mm-hmm.
So it's basically like a condition that
It's like
affects you physically and sometimes mentally.
Is it kind of like osteoporosis where your bones are degenerating really bad and it makes it hard to move?
It's exactly like that, yeah.
Okay.
So
Damn. So that's fucked.
yeah. This dude left WWE and just went like
I
full
always thought
asshole
Ricochet
mode.
was a piece of shit. I never liked this dude. I don't think it was because he wasn't getting pushed in WWE. I think he's just genuinely his energy is fucking ass. I hate this dude.
Maybe he was always an asshole and he just hit it well when he was in WWE and now it's coming out because he doesn't technically have to be nice to the fans anymore. I don't know.
My thing is still, I don't know what Samantha said. Either way, unless she straight up said, "I hope you get multiple sclerosis," leave her alone.
I mean,
Bro.
she may have said nothing. I know he was very active
She's
about
a
telling the
beautiful,
guy.
sweet woman. If she didn't say anything wrong, leave her alone. Why are we threatening her? Threaten Ricochet. In fact, if you have to kill anybody, kill Ricochet. But like, why are you being mean to her?
Seriously, if you have to satisfy your blood, let's go out to Ricochet. Like
That's
this
just
dude
some
turned into a
sexism shit.
complete douche. Like,
That's just some straight sexism shit at that point. Leave the girl alone.
oh, and all of you that are saying poor Matt Cardona, this man goes home to Chelsea Green. Let's not forget that.
Matt Cardona has been a mid-carder since he started in WWE, and he was never going to be anything else. Why? He's not worried about it.
He worked with a 14-time world champion in the main event of SmackDown.
Right. Right. And this is coming back from disrespecting the WWE, technically, by leaving and basically shitting on them in interviews and other shit.
Someone made such a good point that he worked with a 14-time world champion at the end of SmackDown in a sold-out arena when before he was just wrestling in front of a couple thousand people in a high school gym
He
and
was
is making
never
more money. Which you think he would rather do?
he was never going to start out as Roman Reigns when he came back. I don't know where these delusional fucking people are coming from.
It was awesome to see him back, and it's still cool that he's there, but
Right.
he knew, and we all knew that it was never going to be this big, yeah, you're going to be WWE champion now push.
But into the Danhausen Isha Speeds thing.
Yes, yes.
Isha Speed talks to Adam Pearce backstage, says some stuff about some stuff that wasn't really more or less important. And then Danhausen comes out of nowhere and says, "Hey, me and you can make a team together." What did he call the team name?
I think it was I Show Hausen or something.
I
like
show
that.
Hausen, and we can do this and we can do that. And he's like, "Motherfucker, no." He's like, "Oh, well, then I've got 3 words for you. Do you want to hear what they are?" And he's like, "Sure." He's like, "You are cursed." And then he's like, "Wait, what? I'm cursed?" And then he looks over at Adam Pearce. He's like, "What the fuck does it mean I'm cursed?" And then he looks back at him and he's gone.
He's like, "Oh yeah, no, he's just joking. Don't worry about it. I gotta go though. Bye." Like Adam Pearce was just like, "I already know what it means, but I'm not gonna tell him."
I'm excited for Isho Speed to be in the WWE. Complete opposite of Logan Paul vibes. Literally excited. I'm not for celebrities becoming wrestlers, but if they're gonna do it the way Isho Speed is, where he's taking all the steps and he's actually doing a Miz style entrance into the WWE, because that's who he is basically. He's the Miz. He came from the real TV basically bullshit, which is just Twitch in the modern sense, and
Yep.
now he's becoming a WWE star.
Man's gonna flop in whatever he does first because he's cursed, but I'm excited to see what
He's
that's
gonna
gonna
get
be.
beat up, but like he should be a mid-card cruiserweight for a little while. He shouldn't get any fucking championships or nothing like that. He should just get beat up for a little while, like Logan Paul.
Yeah, that's what's fun to see. So I'm sure,
They gave Logan a title right off the rip, and everyone was pissed.
Yeah, he should have never got that right. He beat Rey Mysterio. I think that was the problem.
I think that was good in the overall like logical sense because it made him more hated, which technically helped his career elevate. But outside of that, he should have never won.
No, he shouldn't have won. We see Asuka backstage, who's telling Kyrie saying the loss is her fault, and if she cares about the team at all, she'll make it up to her. No surprise there. What was the surprise was that somebody finally got to talk to Kyrie and tell her, "You don't deserve to be treated this way." But Asuka calls her away, and she kind of like holds her head and screams, and then just runs.
This is a low-key, slow burn storyline, and they're doing it really well.
So, if there's one thing I've learned about Triple H is that he likes to let things sit and marinate.
Well,
He
it's
doesn't
the
like to
90s
rush
wrestling.
heel turns or face turns or anything.
He's bringing back 90s wrestling. He's bringing back Attitude Era. We didn't fucking have a heel turn or a storyline end in a week like we do now.
No. We do you remember how long it took for Undertaker and Kane to finally get along and become the Brothers of Destruction?
Did you know how long it took for them, like, for what do you call it? What's the match? For, like, the beef between Shawn Michaels and Triple H to finally kick off?
Oh my lord. And then we had like a 4-year rivalry because of it.
And they barely even fought outside of just promos before they even had a final match.
No, not 4 years. I'm sorry, 2 years. It ended in 2004.
Felt
That's what
like
I was thinking
four
first. But
because
still,
that's how promos used to, or that's how storylines used to feel. Felt fucking long as shit. And I'm okay with
but
getting a middle ground where we don't do 2 years, but maybe we do like a year long fucking story
yeah,
build.
I mean, there was different like storylines in there. Like Shawn Michaels did a little thing with Ric Flair. Triple H had his thing with Booker T,
Right.
and
It
then
was very
Evolution
creative
formed, and it
and
was
it
a whole different
all.
thing. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. I love that shit. And Triple H is trying to get people acclimated to that again, is what I'm noticing.
And I like that because I like to see like a slow burn, like where I'm thinking, oh, this person's gonna turn heel, but then it happens to
Hmm.
them and someone else does it, and it's like,
And
oh, I
the
did not
slow
expect
burn is
that.
mint because, like, realistically, it gets too predictive if it happens right when it happens every time. But if it's slow burn and they trick you every now and again and they swerve you, you're like, oh shit, is it gonna happen this week? Oh shit, is it gonna happen this week? You know it's gonna happen, but you have no idea when.
And I don't care what you say, nobody expected Drew McIntyre to win the WWE title on that random episode of SmackDown in a 3 stages of hell match.
No,
You
I
didn't.
genuinely didn't. And I love that he's bringing that back too. People are winning world heavyweight titles on fucking SmackDown and Raw now. Vince
And I feel like
exclusively had that on pay per view.
oh yeah, I feel like a lot of people were mad too, but it's like you got to think like this is what they did back in the day. Like,
Why would you
remember
be
when Big Show
mad? You
was
should be able
WWE?
to lose it whenever. If you lose it only on pay per view, you know the outcome.
Yep. You remember when Big Show was WWE champion and that title got relegated to the mid card because Stone Cold was still the main event, and
Mm-hmm.
Big Show was defending it in fatal 4-way matches every single week. Like it made you feel like the WWE title was the hardcore title because it was just
Right.
defended every week.
The fact that they were able to recover it from that is crazy.
Yeah, that was bad. That was a dark time.
I think the only thing that kept it was the fact that Big Show was such an intimidating figure that you feel like Fatal Four Ways almost makes sense.
Yeah. Fatal 4-Ways was somebody like the Big Show just always makes sense. He's just a big dude.
I also wanted to point out the crowd was dead as fuck during the entire Lyra and Bailey match. They did not end the promo. They did not cheer
Yeah.
once. That was embarrassing. I felt bad. I almost was like, "Can y'all cheer a little bit?" If I'm at a fucking show, I'm cheering the whole time.
We actually got more reaction when Raquel was yelling at Io for interrupting her match last week.
That's what I'm saying. And then the next segment, I believe, is Liv Morgan and the Judgment Day coming out, right? Did I write that down
Yeah,
right?
it was Dom, Liv, and JD. I think Raquel was coming back from yelling at Io and then
Yeah,
getting
she
her
was too busy
set up.
yelling at Japanese women.
But yeah,
Sick.
so that was the next one. Ooh. Stephanie attacks from behind, and she also punched Dom. So, you know,
Right, she beat him up. I was like, damn, that's a true Spanish
bro-
woman right there. You don't fuck around with
brownie
them,
points.
down. Bro, that's the only time it's realistic. Like, you know when Becky was talking about I'm gonna beat John Cena bullshit? Nobody believed that. But now if we're talking Stephanie Vaquer versus Dom, I think Dom will get his ass beat by Stephanie. I don't think he has the balls to do what it takes to beat up Stephanie.
No, he would not. Fun fact: since Penta was defending against Dominic Mysterio in this match, Penta has now defended his title more times than Jade Cargill,
And Dom.
and he's only been champion for 3 weeks. So,
He's immediately a better champion than Dom. Oh, there was also a promo where he was talking about I shouldn't even be having to have this match with this motherfucker. It's all fucking Finn Balor's fault. But it's like, bro, you were a terrible champion. They needed to take that shit off of you, bro.
yeah, you didn't even. How long? You literally brought a doctor's note like every week when you were in that rivalry with AJ Styles because you just didn't want to fight him.
He's Eddie Guerrero if Eddie Guerrero was only a pussy.
I always remember Eddie Guerrero as a fighting champion.
That's what I'm saying. It's basically taking all the good parts of Eddie out and just doing the pussy cheater gimmick.
Yeah, because deadbeat dads and stuff.
Right.
That's
He would
why.
at least defend his title. He would cheat to win every single fucking time, but he would defend it.
At least you knew what you were getting.
Right, but that's what I wish they were doing with Dom, man. I think they're misusing him. He should be defending every single week and then cheating every single fucking time.
I guess they don't want to rewrite the Eddie stuff too much because then people will be like, "Oh, it's exactly what Eddie did. You guys are just reusing it." It's like,
Right, but
no,
that's
we're
the
trying
point.
to
That's
we're
paying
we're trying to
homage.
make you we're trying to make you believe that he actually believes that Eddie's his dad. That's what the storyline would be, but people are just too blind and pansies to see it because we already saw this storyline 20 years ago.
Well, my
The fuck
thing is,
over
it's
it.
like, well, it was 20 years ago. Bringing it back makes sense after 2 fucking decades, you cunt.
Especially if you have someone
Who
like
literally looks like Eddie and his father combined.
I mean, I don't know, man. They had a ladder match. Is is
Bro,
Ray
I'm
is Ray his dad?
convinced. I'm convinced that Ray's wife cheated on him with Eddie Guerrero. And I wouldn't even be surprised because, no offense to Ray, he looks like a 5-year-old little boy with his mask off. And then Eddie looks like a sexy Mexican, like, man's.
And I don't know if Eddie could see what Vicky turned into. I think he probably would have cheated too. Because let's be honest, she wasn't attractive as time went on.
Oh, right. Eddie was with Vicky, right?
Yeah, Eddie was with Vicky
Shit.
Guerrero. Yeah,
And then Edge
and what?
basically fucked his wife. That's crazy. You got cucked by Edge,
Oh,
bro. That's
yeah,
crazy.
he did.
I
I mean,
mean, I
at
don't know
least
if they.
Vicky at that point was still semi-attractive. Like when we got to the 2010s.
I never found her attractive. She looked like Karen. Like, she was the foundation of the idea of a Karen.
No, I'm not saying that like she was like, oh yeah, I totally would. I'm just saying she was more attractive than she was once we got to the
I will
2010s.
admit, when
Like,
I didn't know she was actively on TV back in the day because I hadn't seen her segments, but I rewatched it when WWE Network was out, and
yeah,
she wasn't
she was on
she wasn't
she was on
hideous.
TV quite a bit. Yeah, no, she wasn't hideous.
But I would never pick her out of, like, if I had four
Oh,
people in front of me and any of them were even remotely attractive, I'd probably pick them.
yeah, no, and she's not a first pick. I don't know. I
Which
mean,
is surprising
obviously
for
Eddie
Eddie
was
because
married
I
to her,
feel
so
like
there's
he's a
some kind of yeah.
Eddie's a handsome gentleman. Like, not to sound gay or whatever. Motherfucker should be pulling ladies.
I mean, he was obsessed with China for a bit, so.
Ew, her too. That's the problem. She's a man. I think that's what it is. His motherfucker's gay. With nothing wrong
Well,
with that.
do with that information as you will.
Be gay, Eddie.
Um, so Alicia Taylor is about to do the intro, and Dom attacks Penta because
Yo.
reasons.
Before that, I had to read back to the Stephanie Vicaire live shit. Bro, that was one of the most brutal attacks I think I've ever seen on a backstage. Those
Oh,
bitches were going at it.
yeah, they were. They got pulled apart way too quick, though. I was
Hey,
not.
they low-key needed it. It felt that way. It felt that violent. I'm with that.
It's gonna be a good match at WrestleMania, and they didn't even need to talk to get this storyline. They didn't even need to talk.
Nope.
When's the last time a storyline got better by people just brawling? It's insane. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen in today's wrestling.
Nope.
Um, so there wasn't really any crazy spots in the match, but I did want to document this part especially. After Dom hit the 619, went for a splash. Finn Balor's music hit, and out comes
Yes.
Finn Balor. Now, JD McDonough ran up to stop Finn Balor. And, JD and Finn were such good friends. I was just so surprised how quick JD was to go out there and defend Dom.
Right.
Like,
And not to mention, Finn brought him into the group, and it low-key felt like they were gonna split off from the group together.
It did feel like that a lot, and being tag team champions together and everything, and it's like you just turn on him that quick
That's not a real friend right there. That man's a fucking opportunist.
because Dom asked you to.
Right.
Like,
Now I get it if Liv asks you because then maybe you can get some booty. But like Dom, he's ugly.
I think
He
JD might
has a
be into
mustache.
Raquel, but
I'm in both of them. You just get him in. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, Raquel's like a dommy mommy. She's like gonna step on you while like you nut.
I can see that. Maybe give you a leg drop.
She's gonna like drop the ass on you, do the Samoan like ass stink face thing.
As long as it's not Rikishi, then I think we're alright.
Wait. Is she Samoan or is she Puerto Rican?
I think she's Puerto Rican. I don't think she's Samoan.
That's what I thought too. I just wanted to double check.
I think you might have been thinking about Nia Jax. I don't know.
No. I don't think she is. I just wanted to double check. She does do a Samoan drop, doesn't she? Every now and
She
again.
does. She does. She does. No, she does.
To double check. She's just an islander. It's
Yeah.
island culture. That's what it is right there.
I think we can agree that Jacob Fatu Samoan drops the best, but I know. Deal with that, Jibble.
He does everything. He's my favorite Samoan right at the moment.
Speaking of him, he gave a lot of props to Jelly Roll because Jelly Roll, I guess they have people that clean the ring after like they perform in it and stuff, like at the performance center.
Yep. He's doing the
and Jelly Roll actually
respect.
he grabbed the stuff from the guy and was like, no, I'm gonna clean it. Like it was my mess in the ring. Now I'm gonna clean it up. Like sweat, whatever.
I love Jelly Roll, bro. He's a genuine dude. All that weird shit that people were trying to post about him, like being a sadist because he lost weight or whatever the fuck dumb shit they were talking about. Fuck you guys. Just saying.
Yeah, fuck you for wanting him to better himself so that he can have a better relationship with his wife.
People are like doing that stupid clone shit with him, I think was what it was. Because he lost weight, he's not him now or some stupid shit.
He's still the same person.
They genuinely think he was replaced, I think is what it was. I can't remember what the controversy is because I don't follow stupid shit like that. But like, you guys need to leave this man alone.
So a guy works hard because he gets a call from a wrestling company that he likes. That automatically means that he didn't work out because he lost too much weight.
Well, I think he did use Ozempic. I think he may have used it, but that doesn't discredit his hard work because it just basically all that Ozempic does is make you slightly less hungry, but you still can't lose weight without exercise and eating less.
Yeah, all the people that were talking about him like working out and stuff said that he did work hard and they actually saw like the difference. So he still worked at it, still lost it. Just saying. But we'll talk about him on SmackDown when he takes on Kit Wilson. So make sure you guys stay tuned on Friday. Yes, Jelly Roll's wrestling a match on SmackDown in case you didn't know.
But I believe we got to the point where Penta ends up winning the match, I believe.
Yes, yeah.
And then after that, backstage, Jimmy warns CM Punk. Basically, they have a little face-to-face as he's about to go in. He's in gorilla position, about to go out to the ring.
Did you want to talk about Balor attacking Dom and JD after the match?
Oh, I actually forgot about that. Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, so when Balor went for the coup de grace, JD pulled Balor out of the ring. And he hits a dive on the outside. And, Becky and Dom are the same person because JD got involved again. And Dom literally took off into the crowd and literally watched the whole thing unfold.
Oh, I thought it was because Dom was a bitch.
Well, yeah, but you literally just sat there. You sat there and you watched your best friend, your friend, whoever, get completely dismantled by somebody that you attacked and provoked the rest of your group to attack 2 weeks ago.
That's why they were saying, bro, Finn, you're being held back by this group, not elevated. These are all a bunch of self-interested pussies who would not actually help you. Outside of JD. JD's the only loyal one, and that's why he's getting his ass beat.
So, when we look at the Judgment Day, we have JD, Dom, Liv, Raquel, and Roxanne.
Right.
That's not a group anymore.
Nope.
Everybody's off doing their own shit except for Roxanne because she's sitting at home nursing whatever injury she got for the month.
feel bad for her. She's never gonna get the push she needs.
Not in this group.
Nope. But it's just like I
Not in this
said,
group.
they're just holding you back. What are you doing?
But yeah, Jimmy standing in gorilla warning CM Punk that Jay is on a warpath. Jay is on a warpath. I will defend that from Jimmy. I think Jimmy is the better twin, and I like Jimmy. My friend at work told me that he was corny today, and I was like, well, fuck you.
Well, I mean, realistically, the corny one would be fucking Jimmy, or not Jimmy, Jay, because
Yeah, the one who's yelling "yeet" everywhere.
His gimmick is just yeet, yeet. He says a one-syllable word over and over again like a fucking tard.
Maybe they're gonna change his gimmick. We're gonna get to that later in this promo here, and things that pop off.
They better change
it.
It's terrible.
we have CM Punk in the ring, and he basically goes on to say that nobody in Roman's entire family can do anything alone because they always need help.
Yep, and then they prove him exactly right.
They do, but when he was talking about that, I was thinking Yokozuna and Umaga and those people who didn't get help because no one else was old enough at the time.
Well, that's different. I don't think he's necessarily talking about them. He's talking about modern-day Samoans. They're a bunch of bitches. Back in the day, they used to have a bunch of balls, and they were respected for that fact. It is not back in the day.
If you think about it, Rikishi always had Scotty 2 Hotty and Grandmaster Sexay, Brian Christopher.
But I don't think anyone's talking about him either because that motherfucker sucked anyway.
Yeah, when Rikishi would come in and just kick the people that were beating them up, it was pretty much over. Rikishi was a good wrestler. We just refused to admit it. If you are one of those people,
was permanently what's his name? Santino Marella. That's his position. He was the comedic relief of the show.
At least he got an Intercontinental title and some cool Hell in a Cell spot or steel cage spots out of it.
I think he should have been pushed more. He had a lot of potential, but he never did.
He had a lot of WWE title opportunities. I remember watching it when it was on the network, and they never gave him the title for some reason.
Which admittedly, I don't think that makes sense because he was a big man at the time, and he could have been a really good worker for them.
And then I did it for The Rock, and it just immediately just downhill.
But I can't even like him now because of his fucking podcasts. Bro's a little bitch for his nephews, and I get that. I get it. It's fam, but it's also you're a biased piece of shit. So why do I want to listen to anything you're saying?
All he does is talk about how his kids should be pushed, and his kids need that, and his kids need this, and it's just.
Are the Usos his kids or are they his nephews? I forget.
They're his kids.
Oh,
Roman
shit.
is his nephew. Yeah.
Right. I got it swapped. Okay, bet. But yeah, no, it was. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying because every time that I go on Facebook or something, I see, Rikishi said this about his kids, and he was so angry when Jey Uso lost the World Heavyweight title. But it's did anyone really see him as a long-term champion?
No.
He had the Intercontinental title for 3 weeks, dude.
Right. But yeah, not what anyone with a brain would think that he was going to have it very long. It's lucky that he didn't get a Kofi treatment.
It is lucky. It is very lucky. And I say the same thing about Damian Priest. He was never going to be champion long, but he's lucky that he didn't get a Kofi treatment.
That one I'm more upset about, but I'm also okay with it because he did get a decent time with it, I feel like.
He did. He had it for 4 or 5 months.
Right.
He won it at WrestleMania in a big way, so it was, So CM Punk said he's tired of talking, even though it's his job, and this is the shit-talking business.
Mm-hmm.
He said that we talk and we hurt people's feelings and sticks and stones, yada yada yada. Which we already kind of touched on that. They're bringing back, like the kind of like raunchy, like this is what we do stuff. We talk shit about people and their families because yeah.
Right, and I'm just like, I don't know where it was. Like I was saying before, a lot of it I think actually was lost when people who weren't accustomed to like the WWE style basically started determining what was acceptable for WWE.
The problem is we have all these AEW and indie watchers, and when they
It's,
don't,
n- it's
when
not even
WWE
that
is not
they're
the
okay
same, they
with
get
it.
mad.
They're probably okay with it. It's all these fucking casuals who are like, "What? He said a mean thing. Oh my god! Why did he say that? Oh my god!"
If you're a Gen Z, stop watching wrestling.
Nah, watch it, but grow a fucking some skin. Stop being a little
That's
bitch.
that's the problem that they never will.
Well, you need to, and you're either gonna watch it and enjoy it, or you're gonna shut the fuck up. That's what you're gonna do.
When my kids come out, Gen fucking H or whatever it's called, and by that time they will
Gen
be watching wrestling.
Quadrillion.
They will be watching wrestling.
I'm not raising a pussy. My son, if he is offended, will get kicked in the nuts. No, I'm just kidding.
My daughter will learn how to bitch slap like stuff doing man.
I want to put my kids into the MMA so they know what to push her.
That's probably a good idea.
I gotta send
So
them to comedian camp because people nowadays haven't learned. Like, that's why I say you gotta watch comedians like Dave Chappelle and fucking Daniel Taj and just watch them forever because they have the most offensive style comedy and that'll just desensitize you to like any type of joke.
that's why I like Matt Rife because he'll literally just pick people out of the crowd and make fun of them.
It's what more people need to do. They need to just watch stand up comedy, get acclimated with the shit talking.
And people just seem to not accept it, and I don't understand why. And this right here is gonna, if this doesn't prove anything, I don't know what will. Because Punk says he's pissed off that Roman called him old, but it's not what he said, it's who said it.
Because he's almost the same age as Punk, which is the funny thing.
And if that ain't the damn, like, if that ain't the damn, like, quote of this, like, entire show, being called old, but mad at the person who said it, not what they said.
Right.
If that's not the quote of the show and a takeaway, what are you even doing? Because is Punk ashamed that he's old? Hell no. He ain't ashamed. He's my favorite part was if I was ashamed, I'd be covering up these gray whiskers with Just for Men like Roman Reigns does.
Damn. Facts, because he comes out sometimes with a little gray in his beard or hair, but then other times he just fucking dyes it.
Yeah. The
You know,
next week when you see it, it's back to normal color.
he also said a really good line, which was after the Sticks and Stones things. He said one thing, like he said, one thing that pissed him off was who said it and yada yada. And then he says, "I'm gonna tie you up into a knot for 20, and then you're gonna go 20 minutes deep." And when you're gasping for air and all the oil and jizz you cover yourself in dries up, just like your hopes of a world heavyweight championship reign are gone, you'll realize I'm the best in the world, and you just got beat by an old man, but not just an old man, the old man.
Like, yo, I can't with CM Punk. He is the best. Like, you can take this man can take an insult and run with it and make it into a positive, and kids today cry when they get called a name.
Right.
CM Punk, you are teaching a generation, sir. You are literally teaching a generation, and I respect you for it, and I applaud you.
He also brings up how Gunther and Jay didn't underestimate him and they still lost. And I gotta fight all the Samoans. I might as well start with Jay. And then as soon as he starts talking about
And
that, Jay comes out.
So
Said, I'm
we
gonna
talked
fight
about
all
this
of them,
last
and
week.
I'm gonna. What is he gonna do? Yeet me to death?
We talked about this last week. This is basically like crack rampage Jey Uso.
It
I
was
don't know
really.
why he's so angry. I don't get why he's angry.
It was really funny though. Punk was literally punking him out. Not quote or funny, not intended, but he's punking this dude out as he's coming in the ring. Bro is on the ring side, and he's like, "What you gonna do? What you gonna do?" He's like all up in his business, like
Yep.
come on into the ring, bitch.
He's like, we got to throw hands. He's like, let me in the ring. So he lets him in the ring. And then, but then Jay grabs a mic. I thought you were about to throw hands.
Right.
And he tells him that he's old and that he's running his mouth about his family and him. So he says, let's fight. What is your obsession? You Samoans, why do you like to call him Phil and call him old? Like,
I don't know.
he didn't call him Phil, no, but he still called him old. But Punk says, well, you never got your rematch, so let's go. And then Jimmy comes out and he's like, what are you doing out here? And Punk's like, what are you doing out here? He's like, I ain't talking to you. Okay. Jimmy's officially angry. So then Jimmy says, we got nothing to do with him. And Jay says, we do. He's talking shit about our family. Literally says shit about our family. And we're out here. Why ain't Roman out here? And then we get Roman Reigns. And was it just me, or did Roman look a little bit too serious to be out there?
Yeah, probably a little bit.
Like, he looked genuinely angry. But then when he gets in the ring, he's like, he looks at the Usos and he says, last I checked, y'all tag match is over, so why don't you take your brother and leave my ring? They're trying to, what do they do, bro? But CM Punk says, no, maybe
Roman
they should
basically-
stay. He needs your help.
Right, Roman basically asking like, why are you even here?
And then he tells him to leave, and he's like, no, stay. Roman's gonna need your help. And then Jay runs over there and literally gets hit in the head with a mic.
Immediately, yeah, and then he gets dropped and beat up a
Immediately.
little bit. And then Jimmy looks like he's more or less just trying to pull him off. He does hit Punk a little bit. I think he's just trying to separate it mostly. But then fucking Roman, of course, comes in with a Superman punch.
And this is what I was talking about with Jay's character shift. You hear Jay barking orders at Roman Reigns, and Roman Reigns is following them. You can hear Jey Uso yelling to get him, and Roman hits him with a spear.
OTC versus OTC, maybe Roman loses and it's because of Jay. And then it's like, motherfucker, like, I'm the fucking OTC, why are you even here, type shit. And then they have a match and a feud for a while.
Yep. And then that would be perfect. And then you can hear Jay still yelling at him to keep attacking him. And then this is when Roman Reigns powerbombs CM Punk through the announcer table.
It felt brutal the entire fucking time. Roman, he brought it this. I'll give it to him. He really brought it. He really brought it.
He did. He did bring it. But I have to think that Jey Uso's playing a part that he's not ready for, and Roman's for some reason just following it.
One thing I will say about Roman, I never disliked his in-ring work. I don't like his promos. That's my main gripe with him.
Yeah, his promo skills have never been good. And it shows too, because he's that one promo with Cena where he's like, call the promo, Roman, if you want to be the big dog, you're gonna learn how to do it. And when he was telling John Cena to shut up, you could tell he was genuinely mad.
It's another thing. I feel like maybe he's a good actor, maybe I'm wrong, but he does show his emotions a lot in his promos when he finally does snap. But I can't tell if that's him intentionally doing that and like projecting an image or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I know what you people are already gonna say. Oh, he had great promos when he was the OTC. They still weren't good. You guys were just so
No, he
engulfed in him.
He didn't have great promos. What happened was Paul Heyman carried the promo for about 5 minutes. set him up just like you do with like a comedy show or a music event, where you have the opener who warms the crowd up for the main event. And so basically, what actually happened was Paul Heyman warmed you up and then gave you a mediocre fucking asshole named Roman
Yep.
Reigns, and you guys ate it up because Paul Heyman got you excited. So anything that Roman was gonna say was gonna be great.
And the Usi thing, that was carried by Sami Zayn. Let's not even
Yes.
joke around about that.
Yes.
Um, After he gets powerbombed, CM Punk's literally laughing while rolling around holding his ribs, and I remember him being like, "I'm fine. I don't need help."
Bro
Like,
basically
okay.
like halfway no sold his shit, which is kind of fucked up. But it's like a back. Well, so low key, I feel like part of this is a shoot promo. Like half of it is shoot, half of it is not shoot. Like part of this is like, to me at least, from the way I'm interpreting it, is Roman didn't sell CM Punk's punch fully, so he's like, all right, well, I'm not gonna sell your fucking powerbomb through the table,
Yep.
bitch.
He's like, "I'm gonna stay down because it actually kind of hurt, but I'm gonna fucking laugh about it."
Right.
Like, straight up, I'm just gonna laugh. I mean, in all fairness, though, Jey Uso did sell that microphone shot really well because he ran at him and then got hit and he immediately just dropped.
I think Punk probably accidentally hit him at that point.
It was so quick how it happened that I think you're actually right, because like literally in a split second, it was just he runs at him and then just boom, that was it.
Burr knocked himself out with his own momentum.
He really did. This was a very good episode of Raw, though. I will
Absolutely.
agree. What would you give the show as a rating?
I'm doing a whole ass 9 for this one. No 8.5 today. This was probably the best Raw of the year so far.
And if it cut out the Bailey match and gave us something more entertaining, I think this could be a 10.
Pretty much. You replace Bailey's match with like, let me think about it. If we're gonna do a women's match, is Rhea on Raw or is she on SmackDown?
Oh, she's technically on SmackDown now, but
She does whatever she wants, I guess, technically. But who do we got? You could do, honestly, is Tiffany, or no, Chelsea Grin's on there, right? Or is she on SmackDown as well?
she's on SmackDown, but she's doing her whole
Goddamn.
wheelchair thing, so I don't even think she's wrestling.
I was gonna
But
say, if you had Chelsea Grin just do a promo on Raw, that would have been the perfect replacement for that match. But she's not on Raw. Who else
even
we
if they
got on
wanted to do
Raw?
a tag team match, like they essentially could have done like Raquel and Liv like versus. So I don't
Fair.
even fucking know.
You could have done Raquel and Irie, or not Irie, fucking Io Sky.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that honestly that probably would have been better.
Right, you have them do that little promo that they did, and then you have a match afterwards.
That probably would have been better than what we did to get, because
And
there's no reason for it.
it would have been a perfect 10 after that. I think Triple H is truly acknowledging the criticism from the fans, and he's making an overall better product for it.
He's making a better product. For some reason, people just don't want to accept that.
They never will. They're obsessed with hate. They want to just do what they did with Vince McMahon and just hate him for no reason.
But without reason, there's no reason.
Fans
That's what I
are just
said.
gonna endlessly compare it to fucking 1990, and if it isn't 1990 and on, then I don't want it. Type shit.
Yeah, they're fickle. They want blood, and then they want bra and panties matches, but then they're fickle because we still want blood, but now we want actual women's wrestling that's good. So what the fuck do you want?
Right.
Like I can't sit here and pretend that the product's not good when it is good. You don't need blood to have a good match. You don't need weapons to have a good match. You just need a good storyline and maybe a shiny belt to go along with it. But in rare cases, Like with Brock Lesnar and Obafemi, you don't need a belt. You don't need weapons. You just need one guy that's, kind of brand new to a lot of people and a beast that everyone's familiar with, and that beast getting dominated by this new guy.
Right.
It makes for such an interesting match and concept that if you hate it, why? I don't understand why. I don't know. I can't understand the hate that a lot of the things get. I understand it. You know what? You try to write a show every week, man. You try to come up with new ideas every week. It's not easy.
Right.
You're doing this every single week. You're doing this on Mondays and on Fridays. With a select number of people. Trying to fit them into storylines where in a business where some people get injured, some people may not be able to show up that week. Traffic, flights, this, that, the next thing. It's not something that's just so easy. And and then you're trying to build up to the pay-per-views, and then you got to write those ones on the weekends, and it's people give a lot of shit for something that they would never be able to do in their day-to-day life.
Right.
I'm gonna say that because, and I'm not giving shit saying that, oh, I could do it and I do a good job. I played universe mode. It's not good sometimes. Okay. It happens. Right. But I don't, in real life, it would just be too much stress for me. In a video game, it's even too much stress for me. Sometimes I have to write down what happened. I don't remember. I set up elimination chamber qualifying matches, and I don't remember who the fuck won them. I got to write it down.
Right.
But yeah, definitely the best Raw that we've seen, and I look forward to Brock Lesnar showing up next week. And it doesn't look like Roman Reigns is going to be there, so Brock Lesnar has officially showed up more times on Raw this year than Roman Reigns. Do with that information as you will.
Say, you're like ass when the part-timer is less of a part-timer than you.
When a part-timer knows he's in for such a good storyline that he actually wants to come to work and get beat up.
Accepts that he has to build the storyline because that's old school wrestling and you just know that.
Yep, and the fact that you know that he's going to get beat up when he shows up next week and is still like, yeah, I'm coming to work. As in Roman Reigns' case, it's like, okay, I'm either going to cut a promo or I'm going to be the one that is doing the getting, is handing out the beating. And I'm just not going to show up, though.
Right.
And you guys love this guy because why?
No,
I don't see it. I don't see it. But with that said, I think that's all we got. It is 2:18 a.m.
Right. All right, guys. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe. Let us know what you think in the comments, and please watch the next one. And we will see you in that video.
Yes, sir. Deuces.
Peace out.